Hi! How is everyone? Hello, Remy. Hello, Johan. Hello, Melissa. How was your week? Anything exciting happening? Any good thing, bad thing, weather, fun stuff? For my part, today was quite like a klutz day. I was reopening my high tunnel. It was sealed shut because of the ice storm, like rain ice storm we had. I think it was like not this snowstorm, the one before. So my door is sealed shut, and I wanted to remove all the snow from my high tunnel. And I was in the process of doing that, and then like my foot got stuck in this rope, and I pulled on the rope thinking that there was nothing connected to it. And there was like this, I don't know how you call it in English. It's to hold my tomatoes. I'm losing my English tonight. Anyways, I just pulled on the rope and that thing smashed my face. Like, I don't know if you guys can see it, but like I have like a line from here to here. I smashed that thing pretty hard on my face, and like it hurts. It's at the connection of my jaw, and when I eat, it hurts. And then my husband said, "Oh shoot!" Like that's a couple of hours later. I forgot to pick up the eggs, so I go in the coop and I smashed my forehead on something in the coop. So I'm kind of like out of it today. So it was a funny, weird day of me hitting my head a couple of times. Hello, TNT Adventure. Bought some shelves for the new pantry. Awesome. You have to put those mason jars somewhere. Also bought a bunch of cans on sale at the store. Nice. Weather's cold and snowy. For us, it's the flip side. It's warm, snowy, and I'm hoping in the forecast we don't have rain. What does it say for this week? What does it say for this week? So this week, no, us it's snow and cooler temperature, like 1 degree Celsius, 8, -8, -3, -4, 1, -8, -9. So it's probably with the wind chill, it's a little bit more than that. But tomorrow's 0 degrees, feels like -4. There's a little bit of snow coming in. So it's definitely a weird, warm winter. Technically, by the second week of January, it starts getting brutal cold. And February like comes and finishes off us off like with brutality of cold. Hello, Carrie. And you're drinking wine. I had a glass tonight. What can you not see on the screen? Oh, you mean the thing I smashed in my face? Is that what you mean? Nice. Wood and resin art. Yeah, well, even if I had a hard hat, it would have hit me. The first one, like I have it like it's like it goes from the beginning of the jaw all the way down to the ear and then goes like this. So it was like an L shape. The smashing of my head, I probably with a hard hat would have like hit the hat, but the thing in my face, I don't think so. Uh, how do you like? Okay, that's not for me. Other than that, I don't want to say too much of what's happening this week because I filmed a vlog on this week and I want to share it with you guys on Tuesday. So I'm gonna keep certain things like a secret. I'm gonna say secret so that you guys can see it on Tuesday. But I am garden planning like crazy. I started taking out my seed collection, analyzing every single variety that I have, what variety goes in the garden, do I have enough? And it seems I have miscalculated. And if Marilene's here, she's going to laugh at me. I'm going to have to place seed orders because I miscalculated certain things. So yeah, I have to order seeds in I'm doing my garden planning in my garden planner. So that means I'm figuring out what goes where, how much I need of each, and which companion planting I'm doing this year, and all of that. And I'm also doing my academy online training from the Académie Potagère, which is market style gardening for family oriented. So I have 2 modules completed out of 12. I am midway in the third, and it's kind of weird because you think you know a lot when you've been gardening for 5 years, but all the knowledge that I have is from left to right in like trial and error. But now that I'm doing this online training, which was a huge investment, I'm finding that if I had that course 5 years ago, boy, I wouldn't be like so much further than where I am now. But I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm so happy that I'm doing this training. It's Annie from Mama Homestead that suggested to do the training, and I'm learning so much. But there's also things that I have to unlearn, which is which is which is hard. But it's part of the training. At least now, the training that I have and the information that I have is for my zone 5 and zone 4, more specific. But it's so fun to actually feel that the food that I'm going to grow this year will feed me more. So the idea of this year is to grow less of higher producing varieties, tried and true varieties, and have more. So that's this year's motto. So have less plants to have more overall produce. I know it sounds weird, but that's my objective of this year. Other than that, I've been trying to revive my sourdough starter for weeks now, and I actually had an accident happen. I'm also going to include that in this week's video. So I had to restart my sourdough starter. So I'm going to talk all about that in future videos. I think that's pretty much it for me this week. I've been focusing really, really hard on organizing and planning the garden because it's like almost sowing season. One of my shelf is now ready to start sowing seeds, and I will be doing a trial in the high tunnel since it's open now. I will be doing a round of green onions, a round of spinach, lettuce. There's another one I wanted to try. So that means I'm going to start seeds earlier than I normally do, but they're going to be in my high tunnel and covered at night to see if I can bring in some food earlier than usual. Am I caught up with the... I am. So last week I had a 8:00 live, and I had a couple of people with me, and I wanted to talk about homesteading goals, 2023 homesteading goals. And it turned around and like we had so much fun, but we didn't really talk about that. So this is part 2 of that, and I'll be sharing some of mine, and I would love to hear some of yours. So if you want to share certain things that you're planning for this year, hopes, dreams, goals, specific things that you will no longer do, specific things that you want to do this year, make sure to put them in the comments and I'll read you. So just a quick recap of what I said last week. I did say that I want to learn how to make cheese, which is like a beginner fresh mozzarella and shredded mozzarella. So that I've already talked about, and I still haven't tried anything, but it is on my list of things that I would like to learn, because we like to have baguette with fresh mozzarella, olive oil, and balsamic vinegar, a bit of salt. It's one of our meals that we like, and I would love to have that at date night at home or for the kids and stuff like that. What else did I share last week? We talked about sourdough. I want to learn more about sourdough. I I know a lot about discard because I've been trying to revive mine for 3 weeks. So I've now have a lot of discard recipe and fun ways of using it. And I have like my go-to recipes for the sourdough bagels. There's a bread, a boule bread. There is an all-purpose bread, and there's like another one that I do. Those are like my basics. So I want to venture out more into sourdough. I think I did talk about that last week. I talked about meat birds. This year I'm changing up my my arrangement. Usually we do 2 batches of 25, one in the spring, one in the fall. And last year we decided that we're only going to do 1 batch of 25. And I have to say, not having the birds from July till November was a blessing. We had to figure out how to bring in 25 birds in the freezer. So I did some exchange. So we exchanged a meat for ducklings, and I also went to Costco and I bought some organic chicken and I pressure canned it. So we're not going to lack meat for the winter, but this year I think we're still going to do 1 batch of meat birds, and I think we're going to do 40 in the idea of preserving 35 because you do have lost. I know this is something people don't really talk about, but when you purchase some birds, especially meat birds, you're going to lose at least 1 to 5. So if I go with 40, I know I'm at least going to have 35 in the freezer, and I will have to figure out something for the 10 remaining that we will not have in the freezer. So either trading, we would love to find someone that would love to share moose. We really, really enjoy moose. And I think by completing certain types, like if we can get a certain amount of moose, it would cover the difference of the chickens that we were not raising. No, it was fun. It was fun. Some of you didn't even get to speak that much because we had so much so much to talk about, but we did have fun. My stomach hurt when the live was done, and my stomach was like in so much pain and like my jaw from laughing. But it was fun. Hello, Roger. I'm doing great. I hope you're doing great as well. On your list to try, are you talking about cheese or sourdough or meat birds? I said 3 things. I know, I know, I know, I know. Usually Annie has moose, and she said last year that I would be able to trade with her, but her husband does not think he's gonna go moose hunting this year. So I don't know. I don't know. So either we have to find some local friends that goes hunting and wants to share moose with us, or I'll have to figure out something. Other than that, so I talked about the meat birds. I talk about exploring the soil blockers. I have the 3/4 inch soil blockers. I have the 2 inch soil blockers, the 1.5 inch soil blockers, and I'm thinking of investing in the 4 inch soil blockers to reduce the amount of pots that I have to wash and store up every year. Since I did it last year, I had the 3 that I just mentioned, not the 4 inch. And I loved the fact that I just took the little block and transplanted. It was so fun. So if I can add to my budget this year the 4 inch, I think it would be something interesting. Other than that, I think that's all I said. No, I said one more thing. No, I did not say that. So I'm going to keep that. So before I go on with the ones I did not mention, if anyone wants to share uh, goals that you have this year so I can read you guys. My sourdough, have been trying to revive it too. Okay, so what I found, my house is at 21 degrees Celsius, which is let me see. 21 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit. What is 21 Celsius in Fahrenheit? Okay, so my house is average 21 right now, which is 70 Fahrenheit, about that. So sourdough loves the heat. So I tried next to my gas oven. I tried in the oven with the light on. I tried with my seedling mat. And for a reason, I wasn't able to revive it. And I've been feeding it twice a day, the same regiment, and it didn't work. And now I have a thermometer that says 21, almost 24 hours a day, and I'm leaving it there. And it fluctuates from 20 to 22. And it seems to do better. But I'm taking notes, and I will share it in my next video. Sure. Give me 5 seconds. I will send it to you. Trace, just bear with me. I'm going to send the link to Tracy. Tracy was supposed to join us last week. It was his birthday. And he had a surprise and wasn't able to join us. I want to grow 400 pounds of potatoes and 200 onions. I hope you succeed. I am not growing potatoes this year. That's one of the things I'm letting go. What I'll do is I'm going to do a box, and I'm just going to plant potatoes in there. I'm going to maybe buy 3 pounds of sweet potatoes, and I'm just going to put probably Yukon Golds, and I'm going to put there's an experiment I want to do, like it's a box that you keep adding, or I'm going to do the garbage bin, and that's going to be it. I am not allocating any garden space to potatoes this year. But I do hope that you succeed. 200 onions would be great. Hello, Tracy.
Hello. Sorry I'm late, Annie.
No
I
worries.
ended up babysitting the grandkids for a little while. Actually, it wasn't really babysitting after a little bit because the girls got home from snow camp, and Carly's 15, Corinne's 12, and so they can pretty much take care of stuff. So, but I like spending time with them. They're at that cool age where they still laugh at my jokes, but yet they can take care of themselves.
That's a cool age.
I did change a diaper today. I'm very proud of myself. It was bad.
I'm just going to catch up on comments, and then I'll start feeding you the asking you questions. Hello, my goal is to turn old foundation into a in-ground greenhouse. Nice.
Ooh.
That would be fun. I hope you film it.
Yes, absolutely.
I will grow potatoes behind my dad's where did the comment go? Hold on. Okay. Behind my dad's property, hopefully next year. Nice. That would be great. That would be great. Borrowing people's land. My goal for 2023 is getting better at that sourdough thing and see really how many vegetables I can produce. I am going to have 8,000 square feet this year, but that also means asking for help.
That's a lot of work. And you got kids, she's got kids, right?
Yeah, her youngest I think is going to be 4 soon.
Oh, wow.
And she has 2 teenagers. I don't remember their age. I think one is like 13 and the other one's 15. Something like that.
I was watching home videos with my mom last week, and there was video of my brother shoveling out. We had like 3 foot of snow. It was up to his hips. He was like 10 or 11. And I told my mom, I said, yeah, I said, I want to put this on video and, find some way to get it because it comes in with the channel. But I'm like, man, I'm worried about getting it for child labor laws and stuff now. Because we weren't, son, do you mind shoveling the walkway or the driveway? It was, son, get
You had,
dressed, shovel the
yeah.
driveway.
Some people will call it cheap labor, but
Yeah.
Okay. I'm thinking that if I have extra potatoes, I can eat less bread. I only eat bread at breakfast. Um, that's not for me. Okay, so her eldest is 14, 12, 10, 9, 7, and 4.
She's going for the softball team, man.
I also have a channel goal of getting to 1,000. Woo! A lot of us are. Well, I just reached mine, but there is a lot of people that are so close. You're close to 800, Tracy, right?
Yeah, I was 775, I think, last I looked. I haven't looked in a while.
Hold on. Let's see. T Han 141 775.
And the thing is I'm understanding now what you were talking about. As the set 365 days on the watch time goes, I'm starting to drop down. I had some apparently really good performing videos back then that
Yeah,
perform really good. And I'm like, wait, my watch time's going down.
yeah. Well, I was at 255, lacking. Then I went to 233 and I'm back at 266. So it's going doop 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 doop. So, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I just don't know when.
I will keep putting on the playlist. I haven't been doing it a lot lately because things have been crazy around here. I tried to cut my finger off.
I saw that.
Washing the dishes, not a good thing.
Not
I
a
wish
good
I
look.
would have. Uh, I don't film washing the dishes because it's washing the dishes.
Yeah.
But boy, oh boy, I filmed tomorrow. I think it's coming out the video, the first aid. It was pretty bad.
Ouch. I cut myself on, those wide mouth mason jars?
Mm-hmm.
The lids? I was drying it. So, like, let me not drop my water. So, hold on. Where was the comment? So I was drying it, going like this, and then I turned around for a second, and I opened all of this, all of the
Yeah.
siding of the thumb. I was like, I'm recycling my lids, and I get cut. Screw that. They're gonna go in the
Yeah.
recycling bin.
Well, I stuck my hand down in the glass. It was just a regular glass, and I turned my hand, and I guess I do put some pressure on the bottom of the cup, but a chunk on the top of the glass broke out as I twisted, and so my hand went down, and it just it was bad. I probably should have went to get stitches, but I'm not a snitch, so no stitches for me.
8,000 square feet. I know it sounds big, but she has a big family, and her father in law lives there. And two teens, they eat a lot. So
Yeah.
lots of space, but there's still only so much time in a day. True. And Melissa, how far are you from reaching your goal? 6 kid, the oldest one should help. Teens, you never know. They can help, or sometimes they don't.
My daughter assigns a row to each one of the kids, and in that row they can plant part of it. They can plant what they want, and the rest of it is stuff that she wants to plant. But then they are responsible for weeding it, making sure it gets watered. It's funny. They cut deals with each other. Hey, will you water my row for me, and I'll do this for you. And
Cute. Okay, so Melissa, you have 198 missing, or you're at 198? Mm, Little Homestead. Not, no, not by the beach, by the wood.
it's a little house in the big woods.
Little house in the
Oh, she's at 198.
Okay, so to put you in perspective, we are around. I think we're January 20 something. What are we today?
The 22nd.
22nd. Okay, so it's not exactly a year ago, but to put you in perspective, to see that your goal is like doable. So on January 18th of last year, I was at 300 subs. And now I am just 5 short of 1100.
That is awesome.
So it is possible. It is possible. It is doable. It's a lot of work, but it is doable.
Yeah.
So sorry, I'm 6 short from 1100. I missed one. My watch time is almost gone. Yeah, I have to fix that. I promised you I'm gonna put your lives on. Used to be around 400 or 500 a month, and now I'm down. Yeah, well, you need to do videos, Remy. That would help. I would enjoy 10-20. What do you mean by that? I'm a bit late on comments, so generation no homestead.
It's amazing because
Okay,
I
he's
could literally spend 12 to 15 hours a day just watching YouTube and still not hit all of my friends that I want to watch.
I'm so behind on everyone's channel, and I have to say every week I'm so sorry. I start my day at 6:30 in the morning, and my day finishes at about 2 o'clock. So I have to pick up Cedric, and I have an agenda, like a book that tells me I have so many things to do. I have to film, edit, publish, get ready for my lives, do what I have to do, pick up after my kids, do laundry, do this, do dishes, blah, 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 blah. Everything I have to do. And every single day, I'm trying to fit in 15 minutes of watching your videos. And I can't. And it drives me mad.
Well, it's funny because with the YouTube and I haven't done much for designing shirts or doing my books like I did last winter, but I'm really busy in all that stuff. But I was talking to my sister and I'm like, Tammy, I think I see an option. I can monetize my blog. I said, but if I monetize my blog, that means that I'm going to have to be consistent and every week post a blog and have
Yep.
extra stuff for the members, even if it's just 99 cents a month. And she says, well, you know what? Go ahead and do a free one and then do the 99-cent one like you were planning. And she says, it'll probably be months before you get, somebody at 99 cents, so you have to do the extra work. The very hour that I monetized it, I put it out on Facebook and she subscribed. So now I have to do the extra stuff just for her.
Well, I'm not there yet. I know that I did say that I wanted to do a blog, and all of that, but I don't have time. Like
it's hard. The thing that I'm doing is with the Wix website, the blogging on there, it's kind of like YouTube. You can schedule the release of your blog, and by doing one release a week, I can sit down and do a month's worth of blogs and schedule them to release on certain dates.
yeah.
As
I'm
long as I'm clear that I'm doing that, I don't feel bad about doing that, as long as I'm not making people think that I'm, you know.
I know that if I get organized, I will be able to do it. It's just right now, I'm
Well,
like at the max of my capacity. My husband said he was going to look into designing the website for me,
mm-hmm.
but like our priority is our renovation. So I'm
Yeah.
going to have to try to fit in somewhere, somehow, like maybe like the base of it, and then maybe later on when it gets a little bit quieter to finish it. But
Well, that's kind of, I started off, I did like 2 or 3 blogs posts in 1 week. And then I went down to like maybe 2 a month or something like that, just kind of toying with it, getting people used to the idea. And it's I don't have a big subscription, but by having the people even at subscribing at the free basic level, it shows a subscriber, and that helps a lot. Hi, Lynn. I was late too, and I was together. But yeah, I'm hoping to be monetized with my YouTube by April. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I'm going to keep trying. Um,
I can't. I don't know if I'm speaking to Lindsay or Jack. I can't have a member. Or are you talking to Tracy?
$99 a month. Holy cow, man. I feel great that people are willing to watch me for free. I count it like that's a privilege that they're doing me a favor.
Yeah,
$99 a month.
that'd be nice. Like just 5 members. That would like
Yeah.
solve a lot of my problems. Uh, Lynn, don't worry. The website is inexhausting. It took me 2 hours to add the latest thing. Yeah, I know. I know. I have to do it. I know I have to do it. I just need to take the time to do it. Hello, Danielle.
The hardest part of my website is when I don't make the Amazon affiliate marketing thing,
Yeah.
and I reapply, and I have to go through and change all of my affiliate links, because that's one of the big things of my page is I have most of 99% of my affiliate links I have on that web page, and you have to change them. And then this time I was like, I don't know, just, well, I was over halfway through the 180 days, and somebody said, "Yeah, this link won't work." And it was because it was an old link. I never changed them out, so I wasn't getting credit for anything that was bought.
Oh no. Are you qualified now?
No,
No.
no, I'm 0 of 3 qualified sales, and I don't know what a qualified sale is, but oh, don't, no worries at all, Remy. I understand 100%.
Well, that's why I love chatting with you guys live. So I get to talk to you, chat to you, see what's going on in like on your homestead or in your lives or in the group chat, because I can't follow all of you guys. Not because I don't want to, it's just I can't. It's physically impossible. Uh, Hello, Dave. No, it's not doom time. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
Okay, the duck is Jack.
Yeah, I figured it was Jack. So you might have to wear a low cut skirt to justify the price. Yeah, no.
I'm not just a piece of meat.
I used to wear I used to go to private school when I was in preschool. All my years of schooling was uniform, I think, but one. And I'm a tomboy. I'm a hardcore tomboy raising up till I was like in my 20s. And I had to wear a dress to school every single
Tell
day.
me it was the little plaid skirt with the white top with the big emblem.
It
Oh,
was like my my shirts were like white, and I had like that big fluffy curly thing going on here, and it was a full one piece jumper in wool with it was like there's little flaps.
now
It
talk with your husband first. But if you start wearing that in your gardening videos, you will be monetized like that.
no, they're gone. They're gone. My mom sold them when I graduated
Yeah,
because
those things are expensive.
my mom, like she bought the base of my uniform in like the first original purchase was like a fortune. And then what she did is she put her name at the school, and every time someone would graduate or it was too big or too small, whatever, and they would sell them in big piles, my mom would just go through it, buy it, and like buy me my next season or my next year's pants or my next year's skirt and stuff like that, because those things are very expensive. And when I graduated, she sold most of my uniform. So sorry, no, there's not going to be any gardening videos with my high school uniform. So sorry, guys.
Well, not for me. I'm pure and holy, don't you know? But I'm just saying that would.
Yeah, I'll probably have to have like that. Darren suggested a only fan.
Yeah. Oh, uh, I have literally. I was talking to one of my former youth group students. Made me so proud. She said, I'm thinking about starting an OnlyFans. I'm like, oh, please tell me you're not. That it's you're worth so much more. She said, Tracy, she says, there's a section just for feet. She says, all you do is show your bare feet and wiggle your toes. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Whatever floats her boat, and if it's clean, it's clean.
Yeah. I guess I can't say is where that would violate any commandment.
No, because it's her feet. I have a hard enough time consistency posting to YouTube, upkeeping other social media. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard.
I qualified. I was blessed to be qualified the first time. So my links are there.
Have you internationalized your links?
Not yet. I'm waiting for I spoke to Mallory about this from Quebec Homestead. She has a Canadian Amazon and she has an American Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's you that mentioned an international one, so I don't know.
It's not open for me yet because I'm not qualified. But once you get qualified, you can basically you pick the country you want and shipping rates, all that or stuff, I guess. But you pick the country you want and fill out some paperwork. And basically, it monetizes your links for like you could be .ca and .com.
Okay.
Your links would be good for the same link.
Yeah, well, she's done hers in a long time ago, so maybe the process is a bit different now. But I know she says as soon as you're qualified on the .ca, all you have to do is request the American one. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So I that's on another list to do. But I was hoping to have like the website, the monetization on YouTube, and blah blah blah. But it's not happening. Oh, Tracy, you hot stuff. It's hard to watch all the videos and make videos. Yes. I went to private school with a uniform too. I found out on day one that the kilt was only for the girls' uniform. It was like similar to kilt, my dress. Very similar to a kilt.
You're going to hell for that one, boy. Yes, you are.
I did not have pom-poms. Lynn, if you did have pom-poms, give them to your chickens and do like a montage on it. That would be hilarious. Hello, Marilyn. Okay, so what qualifies you? Are you talking about the Amazon affiliate links? Is that what you're talking about?
For Amazon in the States, it is 100. You get 180 days, and you have to make 3 qualified sales. Don't ask me what is a qualified sale. I had a guy use my links for individual products, and they did not count because, well, he's my best friend, but he spent like $3,000 on solar equipment for his camp, and they didn't count it because they said, well, it's not a discount program for your friends. And I said, well, what is a qualified sale? We can't tell you that because it's what do they call it? Private information for their company or something. Not perpetual.
I know that.
proprietary.
I think that when we chose, there's certain that says sponsored. I think if you choose an item that says sponsored, I don't think that will be qualified as a sale because it's
Right.
sponsored. If it's Amazon choice, I think it would. I haven't done the. I have to test that theory because I think like someone clicked on my link and purchased something, but I used the sponsored link to create the affiliate link, and it didn't work. So maybe it's that. I don't know.
Right. I a lot of mine on the website are my books. Um, I actually used the picture one and it comes out great. Uh, and I don't I have one my uh I love you, what is it? I love you a hundred ways I love you or something like that. I've got a book and every page is a day and you write down one reason that you love the person and you fill it out and then you give it to them for Valentine's Day.
Aw.
And I've got that one being promoted right now, but I just ended my hunter's logbook promotion because I was making, well, when you do the campaigns, the advertising on Amazon, it tells you your books, you've sold like $20 worth of books, but that's what you sold. That's what the books cost. um you're only getting like $2 a book or whatever, but then I was paying more than I was making. So
Oh
I said,
no, that
yeah,
sucks.
yeah.
They'll know. They have a funny way of knowing that there's no such thing as privacy when you use devices.
uh I know they're into Facebook messaging.
Yeah,
They're
probably.
they can, all the big tech companies are in it together. It's funny because my sister lives in Florida, but because I think it's because her cell phone and my cell phone were both at my mother's at the same time. And, apparently now they might start counting it after I'm qualified, but to get qualified, it can't be friends. So what I'm thinking of doing is trying to get hold of somebody and saying, hey, send me an email and tell me what you want to buy, and I'll send you an email back with the link. It won't cost you anymore, and then I'll do the same for you, and we'll both get qualified.
So you have a question, Lynn. Did you create merch? Okay, so let's talk about homesteading goals. I did share a couple before you came, the ones that I recapped from last week. Um, do you want to start by sharing one of your top 5 goals that you have on your homestead?
On the homestead, the barn,
The pole
straight up.
barn, right?
Uh, I'm not sure if it's going to be a pole barn or framed. Um, it's just, it depends on which is going to be cheaper. Um, I'm going to talk to the Amish guy that builds sheds. He was charging less for me to buy a shed and have it delivered, like a 12 by 16, than I could buy the material for to build it myself. And so I'm going to ask him, he's just up the road here. I'm going to ask him if, hey, what would you charge me to build me a barn on my property with a concrete floor? I got to have that concrete floor.
It
Um,
makes it so easy to have concrete.
yeah, to clean and all that stuff. But yeah, that's the big thing, because then chickens and whatever I want, if I wanted to do pigs in the winter, I probably wouldn't. Goats, meat chickens, turkeys, all, it just opens up so many possibilities just having that building to
Yep.
put them in.
Buildings are important.
Plus my chickens, they're safe from the elements, but they're not safe from predators right now the way they
Yeah.
are.
Okay, so yes and no, Melissa. I have some stuff in Redbubble, but honestly, I don't promote it. I am not crazy about Redbubble. Okay.
Yeah.
Danielle, I got qualified when people actually started using the links from my YouTube page. Nice. That's how I got qualified also. I did it too. I just haven't shared it yet. Okay, so I am looking at other avenues for merch. Tracy, are building permits expensive?
The building permit for my house was $400. And I had to do the whole rigmarole. Because of YouTube, because of YouTube, I am going to get a building permit. I think I could get away without it here, but
You don't want to get caught.
yeah, I'm putting it on YouTube and the town, the snowplow guys. I put I got business cards with my YouTube channel and stuff on it, and
Yeah.
every year I got a post that says for the plow guys, and I hang a Walmart bag filled with store bought cookies and snacks and stuff. Wendy used to make stuff, but I ain't making stuff for him. But in the snowbank, and that just thanking them for pushing the big piles off to the sides, and I put a card in that without thinking last year, and so they're probably watching. So I figure I'll go ahead and do it. Not to mention, despite what the Fourth Amendment says, they flew a drone over everyone's land in the township, and they sent me a piece of paper and they said, yeah, we flew a drone over your property. You have two sheds that are this big, that don't do anything for taxes. You have a house that is 32 by 32. You have this much land. If anything's incorrect, let us know. You flew a drone over my property. The government basically searched my property without a warrant.
Oh la la.
But I let it go. If I see it, I'll shoot it down. But
Oops. I thought it was someone spying on me.
yeah, I'll be right back.
No worries. So you bought, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't force you to buy anything. I'm sure you love that counting book. It's my favorite counting book. I actually made a suggestion to the lady that's helping out my son with his homework, and she's like, I want to start canning, and I suggested that canning book. No, we don't need seed organizers. We do not have a seed problem. A milk room, moving pigs, new garden space, fixed fence, drilling large tracker, try to drain to let water out. That's good objectives. Looking forward to the barn. Okay, well, he's not here. Building a sunroom. Nice. Are you doing it or you're thinking of doing it? Permit 2K. Holy crap. They could have just got the latest satellite image, didn't need to fly. True. Okay, since Tracy's not there, I'm going to talk about. Don't tell me that, Lynn. I am hesitating to buy a third case for my seeds. Don't do this to me. Okay, so another goal that I have is learning more about medicinal plants and tea blends for like headaches, sore throats, and stuff like that. I do have the books, so now I have to put practice with the books that I'm reading. That's one thing I want to do. And I know I've said that I'm doing a online soap course. I want to do it so I can make my own soaps. That's something I would really, really want, especially the soaps to wash my hair and to wash like body soap. She's saying, Danielle is saying it's the Russians.
Oh, I see. Dave said they could have just got the latest satellite. That's true. But I think the latest satellite image is like 2 years old here, and they want to be up. They want to make sure they charge you for every square foot.
Yep. You can't have chickens. Are you talking about me birds or regular birds? I'm thinking about a milk cow on average dairy. You know, you guys are. I can't have cows. That would be amazing to have a dairy animal.
Goats. If you try goat milk first from a farm, my sister-in-law had goat milk, and we bought it. We bought it for our chickens, but but curiosity got the better of me, and it is some of the best tasting milk.
I can't have goats. Like I can't have more animals than I have now. I have to hide them everywhere. So, but if one day I am blessed to move, I'm either gonna have a dairy breed of goats or the mini Jersey.
Well, you
Either
know,
or.
China got a lot of ridicule when they restricted on how many kids people could have. So you tell them, listen, I can have as many kids as I want. It's a free country.
Hmm, I know. But I don't want to lose the privileges that I have because if I have too many
Yeah,
complaints, they come here and they remove all of it. So I don't want to get.
yeah.
I don't want
It
to have that ding dong. Hi, you need to kill everything, destroy everything, doom. So I don't want that. So I
yeah,
follow the rules very strictly.
yeah.
I am thinking about milk cow average. Okay, that's not it. Everyone's buying seed cases. We should tell them the company to do a shelving. But you know, there's a video from Roots and Refuge Farm. There's an American store which is very similar to Michael's, and they have this like it's like maybe 24 inches wide by maybe 50 something inches tall, and it's little drawers about this big, and it fits perfectly a seed package. And I've been dying to have that little drawer thing, but like I can't get it shipped here and it's like super expensive. But like Roots and Refuge Farm has that. It's before she moved, and it was 100 and something dollars American. And I was like, oh my God, I want it. It's so useful. And then you could use it as a potting table. Like you just put like a nice butcher's block on top of it, and you use it as a seed station with shelves on top of it.
But would it stand up to the summer weather outside?
No,
Well,
no,
you
no,
probably
inside. It would be for
pull it out.
inside, for
Yeah.
inside.
Um.
But then it wouldn't be in ideal conditions. Like the seeds would be
Right.
stored like everywhere.
Yeah.
But still, I didn't need seeds, but bought more anyway. I was having that conversation today. I have so many seeds, and I think some of them they're very old. I think I'm going to do microgreens or sprouts with some of them because they're varieties that are too long to grow here in my growing zone. So unless I find someone that's in zone 6 or zone 7, so I can, and there's like I can't ship them anywhere in the world. So I think that's what I'll do. I'll just do microgreens or sprouts. I want to make soups. We should take a course. It's an online course. It's in French though. I'm sure there is some English course. And what I want to do, Annie from Mama Homemade, I don't know if she's still here. I told her that I did a in classroom course, but it's been almost 2 years now, so I'm a bit rusted. So I told her I was going to do a video Zoom call while I'm doing my soaps so that she can like help me. Because there's a one step that you have to be very, very careful. If you don't do it properly, it could be catastrophic, which is the
When you add the lye to the water, you have to
yeah, you
be
have to add the
careful.
chlorine to the water, like the lye to the water. You don't
Yeah.
do the water to the lye because then
Yeah.
you're just gonna go poof. So
Uh, my sister-in-law does the
I do
cold
too.
method,
Cold
and
press.
then I have a crock pot in storage here that Wendy and I use to do the hot, and
Yeah,
you don't have the wait time. Like with the cold, you have to store it for four
six,
months. Yeah,
4 months to 6 months.
Yeah,
And
something
the
like
hot
that.
one, you don't have to, but they suggest you to wait at least 3-4 weeks, or you're going to use up more soap per use.
Right.
So you can use it right away. I am planning to, when I find a better crock pot, I'm going to be using my old one
Hmm.
to do soaps for if I'm in a rush. High percentage of AG zone properties here for sure. At a better price point, I can do a lot more than our last property. I saw Lindsay posted a home. It was beautiful. Like, I would like move in like right now. It was amazing. The price point was a bit high, but it was amazing. It was in New Brunswick. Here, my village, known for agriculture. Agriculture is illegal. We're not going to go down that rabbit hole because it can get dark fast.
We had a guy had pigs. Neighbor complained. The cops showed up. This was in Lions Falls, and the mayor showed up, and he says, "Wait a minute." He says, "Port Lyden, Lions Falls, and Boomville are all zoned agricultural." They said, "You can't. He can have as many pigs as he wants."
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I get this every time I go in the country. There's this sign. It says, "In the country it smells. If you can't handle the smell, don't move to the country." When the
Yep.
first time I saw that sign, that was maybe like 5-6 years ago, even like before I bought this house. And I looked at my husband, I'm like, well, it makes sense. The country smells the country. Like, it smells different. Like, if you go in the
Yeah.
spring, it smells a mixture of moisture, soil, dirt, and fertilizer, natural fertilizer. And then during the summertime, mixed with the heat waves, you have these weird smells going on. But it is part of the country. So don't move to the country if you can't handle the smell.
Or San Francisco. I hear the smell's pretty bad there right now.
But not for the same reason.
Oh no, it's not animal. Well, it's human animals in
Waste.
San
Yeah, it's human
Francisco.
waste.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a bit late on comments, so let me catch up on that. You're looking for a mini jersey. Cool. Hello, Caitlin. Caitlin? I hope I'm saying your name right. Is that it? Caitlin's? I hope it's so. I took sick leaders, boxes, and cases for flour. They are at Michael's. We don't have them here. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Those are the ones that I'm using. The picture boxes one. I'm talking about. It's a tower. It's actually there's drawers. It's a standing. I don't know how you can say it. There's just many drawers, and you can fit many seeds in that. What's wrong with flowers? There's nothing wrong with flowers. It's beautiful. An old card catalog cabinet from library. Yes, I found one, but then the price said $1. So I asked him how much is it, and he said $3,000. I'm like, are you nuts? I'm not paying $3,000 for that. He's like, yeah, but it's vintage. I'm like, I'm not paying $3,000 for that. There's no way. $3,000. And the cheapest I found was $700. I'm like, nope, I'm not paying that. We promised Aiden he can finish high school here, and with his special needs, moving now would be extremely difficult for him. Yeah, moving. When I talk about moving to my kids, mixed emotions going on.
Yeah.
Even for me, like, I live on my own during the day. Like, the kids are in school, my husband's at work, and like, if I would move in the middle of the boons, then I wouldn't have those like fun chats, like going outside, picking up the eggs, seeing the neighbor right next door. Like, I wouldn't have that. Like, I would be talking to my chickens or my dairy animals, or like an invisible friend, or
Um, is that
mud.
is that strange?
No.
Okay.
As long as the person don't answer back, you're fine. You,
My invisible friend doesn't answer back. The chickens do from time to time.
yeah, it's like a conversation, but it's at least it's alive. But like
Yeah.
your imaginary friend next to you, if he answers back, I'm not sure that. I would love to have a mudroom.
Mhm.
Card catalogs. I have salves. I'm nice. I started doing salves this year. I have some flowers, but only the ones I can eat. I started with like multi-purpose flowers that I can either eat or there were for companion planting to repel pests. But more I am getting in those beautiful like snapdragons and lupins and like beautiful flowers as the years go by. Lindsay keeps putting house in my head. Yes, Lindsay posts like daily or weekly beautiful homes, and I wish I was in a position to put everything in a box and move. Maybe he can convince her to get closer. Or buy now and move later. I can't do that. That'd be lovely, but like logistically, to have a second mortgage.
Yeah.
I know that in Quebec, I don't know if that's the case anywhere else. The first house, when you're a first time buyer, you're entitled to put 5% cash down. And then if you want to get a second property, it's 20% cash down. Regardless if it's been 5 years or 10 years that you haven't purchased a home, 20% cash down is a lot.
Especially with the prices of a decent acreage farm with outbuildings. That I mean, because at this point, if I were going to move from here, I would want something that's already got a barn, that's already got that's ahead of where I'm at now.
If I would
Um,
move, my minimum requirements would be a functional home. I don't care if it's outdated. Like I want a
right.
functional home that does not require huge amount of work right away. So that means I can use the like if I can modify slightly the kitchen to have it like for canning and stuff like that, or have like a temporary pantry somewhere in the house, or a bit of paint, I don't mind. But if I have to move in and do like 2-3 months of heavy renovations just to move in,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get burnt out before I even start. I don't mind having no gardens because not everyone gardens, but it needs to have at least one good condition outbuilding so
Yeah.
that I can have like a starting point for the animals, because buildings are expensive and long to do. Um, the cottage would be far for just the weekend. Yes, it would be far if we would purchase in New Brunswick. I might have to avoid the listings for the next 18 months. Yeah, you might be tempted. The wild birds talk to me sometimes. I'm
Yeah,
sure they
but do they tweet or do they like
talk.
talk? Because I got a chicken that's really into poetry, and some of the stuff she comes out with is just crazy.
Yeah, so I'm not sure who's saying this because you didn't put the code. Plant some fruit trees and then rent out for a couple of years. Yeah, but let's just say that you do that. You invest, you buy, you put the 20% cash down and like you fix it up like cute and cuddly, and then you rent it. And then you come back a couple of years after and they've massacred your house.
Yeah, I think I would buy the new and rent out the old house so that you're getting what you want sooner,
Yeah.
and then rent out the old house.
Or Airbnb. I
Air,
think if I couldn't move and I was in a position I would be able to do that, I would Airbnb the new location.
my daughter, when their neighbor, her kids forced her to move into a home. She had dementia, but they went to great lengths. They offered almost double what the asking price was, and still almost didn't get the place. But the house right next door to their barn, and they've opened up a B&B, Airbnb, and it pays the taxes and takes care of it, and they control the neighbors. It's really nice.
There's a lot of people doing that right now, investing in properties for Airbnb instead of renting permanently, just Airbnb.
Just during snowmobile season, if you have land that connects with a snowmobile trail, this year snowmobile season is taking a big hit. A lot of the businesses around are hurting because we're not getting the snow that we need. But snowmobile trails, wheeler trails, all that good stuff, you can get top dollar.
No more renovations for us. um, I think so too. I think so too. All my animals talk to me. You can have another loan with 5% cash down, but go with okay. I know there's ways around it, but we're not there yet.
Yeah.
We could rent our current house for twice our mortgage right now. Yeah, I know. Prices of like rentals right now are crazy. Do you want to share another goal that you have?
I want to get my, I'm expanding my gardening areas. When we cleaned out, my barn's going to be 24 by 32. And the way we did it, we put a driveway to the garden because if you don't bring in the gravel and put the cloth and stuff under it, then you're going to sink out of sight. But I'm going to take on either side of the garden or on either side of the driveway, and I'm going to put gardening in instead of lawn,
Yeah.
and so that I can grow a nice little thing of wheat if I want, or potatoes, because potatoes is something that I'm seeing that I'm running low on canned potato. We used to can our own potatoes and stuff. Um, and but and I want to get I've got some wheat. I bought 25 pounds of wheat berries that I want to get some in the ground, whether it's for chicken feed or for flour or whatever. But yeah, I want to expand my gardening to more area and use the area I have better.
I don't even think I'm going to expand this year. I have, from what I'm learning from the Académie Patagère course I'm doing, I'm trying to standardize my garden. So that means every single garden bed will be 30 inches wide by 16 feet long. So everything has to be squared.
Mm.
And when I started, everything was approximately. So when you do that, but it's fun. Like it looks, it's beautiful. Everyone keeps telling me, "Oh my God, Annie, your garden's so beautiful." But there's rows that I can only fit 4 rows, and there's rows that I can only fit 5 rows, or some I can only fit 3 rows. So it makes it hard to garden plan because I have to remember all of that.
Mm.
So this year, that means, well, that's like my main focus. I have to standardize every single garden bed that I have. That means my in-ground garden, the fences are coming down, the fences around it, and I have to
Yeah.
square it. And then I have to restart the design. Like I have to take like little ropes and do 30 inches by 16 feet tall. So maybe I'm expanding from 2 feet.
30
The
inch.
30,
I'm
30 inches is the wide.
that's actually really good because you'll be able to reach across it to
Yeah.
with my I have the 4 foot by 8 foot beds that I used to do, and I would have to weed half of it from one side and then go to the other side and weed the other half. Uh,
My arm length is very short. I used to have the 4 feet too. And the first 18 inches were fine for me. And then I had to lean in for the next 20, like the next couple of inches.
Eileen.
And then I had to go on the other side and do the same thing. So the middle of the beds were always a hassle for me. So
Mhm.
that's why I'm converting 30-inch, because that means the first 18 inches I can access it, no, and I don't have to like break my back to go to the
Right.
middle of it. And then I could access the full length of it, but I don't have to. I just run around it and then do the other
Yeah.
side. And I can jump from one side to the other. 36 inches, I can't. Like, it's physically not possible for me. Like, I'm still short.
That
So
would be
that's,
hard for me. 36 to the center, or you're talking 36 inches wide. Yeah.
yeah,
That,
I can jump
that
30-inch. I can, there's 36 inches. If there's nothing in the bed, probably, but if there's things in the bed, I can't walk
right.
over it. So that's why I'm converting and standardizing every single garden bed that I have. And I know some of you guys would go like, "Oh my god, why is she doing that?" I did say this to Marcy, and she's like, "Oh my god, don't do that!" I am destroying 2 of my raised beds. people are people are probably gonna say, "Annie, you shouldn't do this. You should blah, blah, blah." But one of the reason why I'm destroying 2 raised beds is because the wood is rotten. There's nothing I can do. I can't save it. It's 100-year-old wood that I took out from the top floor, like the roof in my house, and I took it outside. So it's not protected or anything. It's 100 years old. And right now it's bending, rotting, and like instead of staying straight, it just bends out like this. So one of them will be destroyed and will be replaced with a row of hascap. The second one will be probably either rebuilt or sacrificed to build a seedling greenhouse.
Ooh.
I don't know. I have to take a decision because sacrificing a 16-foot long by 4 feet wide raised bed is a lot of gardening space to sacrifice.
Yeah.
So that's one of the. I know one of them is gone, and it's that one was a 3 feet wide by 16 feet long, and I think I'm just going to plant a row of ASCAP, and it's going to give me more space to run freely around like the first group of raised beds on the right and the group of raised beds on the left. And I might, since I'm sacrificing one, if we can find some roofing material, we might create a new one. We'll see.
Cool.
But I'm starting to realize after all of the education that I'm doing right now, raised bed gardens are sometimes a waste of space because you can't use the first 6 inch on both sides. You're sacrificing it regardless. Or if your soil is up to the top of your raised bed, there you do not have to sacrifice the first 6 inch. So by having 4 feet wide, I can only use 36 inches within the bed. So I'm losing a foot by 16 feet. So I'm realizing certain things. It's beautiful to have raised beds. It creates this potager style. But if you want to grow a lot of food in a small amount of space, in-ground gardening, market style gardening with a high intensity planting, it's the way to go.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that when I was doing those raised beds.
Well, yeah. The good thing about raised beds though is it makes the learning period so you learn so much so fast and you see results with raised beds. When I went from raised beds to the back to Eden garden, I kind of did it wrong. But it my yields and my plants went down something fierce. I think where Dave Knight had asked if I'm making the roof of the barn for more solar. No, I won't do rooftop solar because I have to be able to clean it off, and I don't like getting on roofs. But no, I have to be able to get the snow off it and stuff like that. So I won't do rooftop solar. Um,
My goal is to finish all the infrastructure I need to build, or my boyfriend needs
yeah,
to. I have lots to do, but will be nice when it's done. My list of things that needs to get done this year is ridiculous. Like just to square off my garden and recreate my garden beds and I didn't close up my garden. So that means I have to get compost delivered, and I have to redo the beds, then put the compost. But I need to start transplanting my cold hardy crops, my onions, and planting my carrots, my radishes, and all of that on April 30th. So that means I have to square my garden in the beginning of April and get my compost in by mid-April, and do the beds that needs requiring right away. Like the tomato beds and all of that I can wait. But that means in April, that means I have to do something every single day to get that garden. Or if I don't do it, that means if I don't square the garden in the spring, that means I have to wait at the end before I plant the garlic, then square it, close it, and then plant the garlic. That means I'll probably have to deal with another year of frustration of not having equal parts of everything. But if I see in mid-April there's still snow, I'll have no choice. I'll have to get the compost delivered, prepare the beds one after the other, and square the garden at the end of the year. But I know that I have to do it this year
Yeah.
because it's going to help me tremendously to grow much more food.
Well, that's something I'm looking forward to with the new garden beds is I will be able to do root vegetables in the ground because the ground is so much softer where we just pulled the stumps and leveled it all out. And in my garden over here, my main garden, we dug for the septic tank is down under part of it, but then there's a pipe we dug up and we brought all that hard packed clay to the top when we dug up. And so it's really not good for my root vegetables. Here I'll be able to have that root vegetables in the softer ground and stuff like that.
Mm. Root vegetables in clay and hard soil. I find I invested in the broad fork last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this year, I didn't do broad forking every single row, but I think after 2 years of using the broad fork and adding organic material, I think that my root vegetables, maybe in 2 years, will be good. I'm not doing any root vegetables or any onions, potatoes in my raised beds because my neighbor's cats are
Mm-hmm.
using it as litters. They
Yeah.
are so lucky I tolerate them because they handle a lot of the rodents. Like this year, I only seen one in my house. And the door of my greenhouse was broken. I didn't notice it. And I'm seeing there was a hole in my door this week. And I saw something moving in my greenhouse. I'm like, the door is still shut because of the ice. And I saw a cat that's been using my greenhouse as its litter. So that means I can't plant root vegetables in the spring in my tunnel. I was
Oh,
like, ah! I wanted to create sushi out of that cat because
yeah.
root vegetables, I will have to wait that my in-ground gardens completely thaw out
I
to
have a
plant.
sand I have a sand bottom to the generator section of my woodshed, and I saw a cat coming out of there the other day. One of my cats, and I just shook my head. There's nothing I can really do about it except keep them in during the winter.
Yeah.
But
I was so mad when I saw the cat there because I was planning on planting root vegetables, even lettuce. I don't know.
now,
Uh,
is there something that you can put there? Because the thinking behind it is cats are meat eaters, and so you don't want to use their waste as fertilizer, because meat eaters can have parasites and stuff like that. But is there something that you could put in that ground that would neutralize that danger?
well, right now it's frozen.
Oh,
So
so you might be able, with it being frozen, you might be able to just scoop it up with a shovel.
I don't know where it is. The greenhouse is 20 feet long by 11 feet wide. So
Oh,
he could have I don't know how long, how and how many cats. was
Yeah.
going in there. So I'm not going to take any risk. I
Yeah.
wanted to plant green onions in the greenhouse, but what I'll do is I'll probably invest in a grow bag and just put it in the high tunnel and just plant it there. And the lettuce and spinach, I probably will remove most of the soil, put it in the back, and like bring in some fresh compost and put it in there and just plant it there. I was so angry, but anyways, there's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
Speaking of the tunnel, I am doing something big I never thought I was going to do. I am converting my tunnel this year into a squash, cucumber, melon, and summer squash tunnel.
Nice.
So that means I am sealing it shut for cucumber beetles,
Hmm.
um, squash bugs, and what's it called? Vine borers. So I am looking to invest, modifying the back windows of the high tunnel to have an actual window that has screens, so I can just open the windows during the summer.
Yeah.
And I am looking to put a real door, a screen door, like a double door, one with a screen, and then that I can remove the inside door during the summer, and then during the winter to put the winter door, so it opens actually like a normal door. And I think that I know that I'm going to leave the door open for a minute. Maybe a vine borer or one thing is going to get in there.
But it might keep it down so it's more manageable. So
Yeah.
that if you get one in there, you can say, okay, this plant is compromised, or this piece of fruit is compromised. I can
Yeah.
remove that and
I think that it's going to save. Well, I'm going to have to manually hand pollinate every single squash. I need to look for the options of a greenhouse melon or a greenhouse cucumber, or have a box fan somewhere in there.
I was telling Lynn the other day, I'm going to take a bunch of baggies of Q-tips, and I'm going to go to the garden center, and I am going because my pear and apple trees, I think there are enough wild apple trees around here to my apple trees will get pollinated, but my pear trees, I'm going to take the Q-tips, and when their trees, if they have flowering trees, I'm going to go and get some pollen on the Q-tips, and then I'll just hand pollinate my pear trees. As
Cute.
long as they don't kick me out,
No, I don't think they will.
I'm not hurting anything.
I have about 10-15 minutes left. If anyone wants to share some of their goals this year, or if you want to share one more of your goals, I'm looking at my list. I pretty much said, oh, there is one I didn't say. I'll be back. There's someone at the door.
Okay. Um yeah, one of my goals that I've got is I just want to finish better. The last couple years, you get to the end of August when stuff is really starting to come in, and life has seemed to get very busy, and my gardens drop in priority when they should be raising in priority. So that's one of my goals, is to finish better this year, and instead of collecting more bean seed than I'll ever need, I want to collect beans and can more beans than I can ever eat.
That's one thing that I'm dropping this year: dry beans.
Yeah.
Um, it's I don't have enough space, in collecting the beans, drying the beans, harvesting the dry beans, cleaning off the little itsy bitsy stuff. I'm just gonna buy bulk at OM Food Matters, like the
Mhm.
online store that I found, and I'm just gonna pressure can dried beans that I buy off the store. I'm gonna save, like, there's things that I have come to realize, even though I want to be self sufficient 100%. I need to think of, is it physically possible for me to do it? If it's not, and it's only for fun, like the potatoes, I'm just going to do like a garbage can of potatoes. if I can't mentally do it, there's no point of me fighting it. Like,
Yeah.
I am letting go potatoes and beans. Well, dry beans, not green beans. I'm not letting go of that. Yeah, a goal is to make more step forwards. Not you can't really go backwards because you're always moving forward, but our mind thinks we're going backwards. You could also cut a small branch full of flowers from a pear tree and put it in the water next to yours. Yeah, that would be a good thing.
Yeah.
Make make more
Yes.
videos. I have a French channel that I haven't like published in months. And I brought my amount of videos for Back to Basics down to 2 plus 1 live. And I think that if I could, I think I'm going to go to longer videos and do 1 video a week, but then film for a couple of days. That's something.
Uh-oh, you froze. It's a cute pose, though. That does
Are
make
you
sense.
here?
Yep, you're back. You're back. You froze for a minute.
Okay, I'm back. What I lost track of what I was saying.
You were saying how you were
Oh
thinking
yes,
about making
videos.
longer videos.
Yeah, but the reason why I'm so scared to do that is because like people are only watching the first 2-3 minutes of my videos and then they stop. I don't know if there's something I'm doing wrong. I don't know if people don't like seeing my face. But if I spend time in editing video for 30 minutes instead of doing 2-3 videos of 10 minutes, and they're only watching like 5 minutes of my video, it's a lot of work. So I don't know. Like I need to figure out if I can make it possible so I can make a video on my French channel one a week. So it would still end up being 2 videos a week, 1 in French and then 1 in English. And I would still do a live every week on the English channel, but like I haven't figured out those details because I'm scared that it's gonna hurt me more by doing 1 video. I was doing 5 videos a week this summer.
That's a lot in the summer.
Yeah, I was doing 2 shorts, 3 videos. No, sorry, 2 shorts, 2 videos, 1 live.
Yeah. That's just a lot.
That was a lot. Yeah, and people were still not watching, and I was plateaued. So that's why I don't know. I'm like in a position like I want to give you guys, the viewers, as much as I can, but I don't want to lose myself in the process.
Right. That's important because you can just bury yourself with YouTube and then you forget that YouTube was just a supplement for the homesteading lifestyle. It was just something that was you added on to the homesteading lifestyle rather than adding the homesteading lifestyle onto YouTube,
Yeah. And I want to keep it real. Like what I'm filming is real. I don't want to create content just to create content. It's like it's my life, what's going on. And that's one of the reasons like I'm hesitating. When you're a small channel, like you need to figure out the love language. You need to figure out the people that are watching you. And like I'm seeing all these channels like Living Simple Alaska, they're doing 1 video a week and it's between 20 minutes to 45 minutes. But they have like millions of viewers, so it helps. So I don't know.
I've been doing chapters, and the videos I have with chapters, I'm noticing the hockey stick on the viewer retention is a little stretched out a little more because they might stop from my introduction. They might leave my introduction and just go to the next chapter where I'm doing something they're interested in. And chapters are searchable on Google.
Yeah.
Now, so chapter names are pretty important, but I started out and I decided I'm going to do 2 videos a week and a live. And I've been pretty consistent with that. I think I'm going to stay with that because I'm alone now. I do have some demands on my time, but nothing like uh, a family that has demands on my. You know what I'm saying? Wendy
I have
doesn't
no idea what
complain.
you're talking about.
Wendy doesn't complain when I ignore her anymore. I don't know. She just got used to it, I guess. But it's one of those things that uh, I'm trying to stay consistent and just keep. I'm trying to find the sweet spot because I don't want to be a tractor guy. I'm not a tractor guy. I love my tractor. I love playing on my tractor. I love making videos with my tractor, and the videos are doing really well. But I don't want to be a tractor guy. Same with the generators. I don't want to be a generator guy. I want to be a homesteader. So I'm trying to find that sweet spot where I don't lose the people that are interested in gardening, and I don't lose the people who are interested in my tractor content or my solar content and stuff like that. I'm trying to keep it all
Well,
balanced.
our niche is like so hard
Yeah.
because we evolve from year to year. We're not the same. And we evolve with the season. So there's certain season, like right now, I feel so bad because the only thing I'm filming is like in the kitchen, recipes, cooking, cleaning, and stuff like that. And at one point, I'm like, it's gonna get boring. Like I'm kind of tired of doing like filming only recipes. I want to share other stuff because there are other stuff going on. But since I'm doing the pantry challenge, and I am doing a series of replacing store-bought items, like I have to share these videos.
Yeah.
But I am looking forward to like different content, and maybe my viewers are. But when I ask questions what type of content they want to see, either they don't see the community post or they're too shy to answer.
Yeah. I've had a hard time getting responses on some of my polls and stuff like that. The one good thing is the recipes, cooking channels themselves are a strong niche, but then they're evergreen content. You know, that housewife or house husband or whatever is, gee, what do I want to make for dinner this week? I'm having the in-laws over, does a quick search, and oh, Annie's got this really cool recipe, you know. So it's evergreen. It'll go all year and produce for you for years. But I understand you it gets tiring. I'm not a cook at all, really. I and it's one of those things. I found dishes. I hurt myself making dishes. Uh, but uh, but I'm just trying. It's a hard to find that sweet spot, and once I do, I'll be set. But I don't think I ever will really master that sweet spot of, because I homesteading, there's enough stuff going on that filming everything encompasses so much, you know, building a barn, doing the gardening, the pantry challenge, prepping ish stuff, tractors, all this other stuff comes into play.
Yeah,
And
it's because
there's something for
it's our
everybody.
daily lives.
Yeah.
Our daily lives, like sometimes like, oh, I want to film this. Like I had a plan for January, like every single Tuesday this video was coming out, Thursday this video. I had a plan, but then life happened,
Yeah.
and like I can't do those videos because we're in renovations, and like I can't do a pantry tour because my pantry's on shelves. Like if I like filming, everything's like upside down. My pantry is a total epic chaos mess right now. When I start baking, I'm so irritated because like I don't have like that, roll out pantry shelves that I could pick out my things. Now I have to move around everything, and I'm like, ah, and like doing a pantry tour with that would be so frustrating. But I have to do it because I said I was going to do it. So I'm going to have to get over myself that I'm irritated that my pantry's all over the place. But I'll end up filming it. It's just so frustrating.
It's hard. I haven't gotten any negative comments from anybody but my brother. I think the last video I posted, I went in the pantry because I have a hand pump that I pump for into a bucket for my chickens to
Yeah.
give my chickens water in the winter, and my pantry is a disaster. And because I'm working in there, I'm trying to rework the to get more water pressure. I've got good water pressure, but I want more better. And
We always want better.
yeah, and but my pantry was a mess. My house, we won't go into that. It's a mess. But but it's just something this is me, and I want to
Sorry.
be honest, and I don't know. I have ladies at church say, Tracy, if you ever want us to come and clean, and I said, okay, yeah, maybe I'll give you a call. And then I think, okay, I'm going to have to spend 2 days cleaning before I allow them to come in and clean. You know, it's
True. Before I let you guys go, I'm going to talk about my last goal I have set myself. And I was inspired by Remy for this. I was watching one of his videos and he was talking about his 2022 goals and how he was achieving all of them. And he participated in a certain amount of challenges. And I gave myself 5 challenges that I want to do. The first one being the pantry challenge, which is in the month of January and February. For me, the challenge is not that hard because I was already doing it. Like just tonight, I took out 1 jar of canned carrots with turnips together, 1 jar of cube meat, 1 jar of broth, 1 jar of diced tomato, 1 jar of green beans. So I had 5 or 6 jars take out, and I dumped all of that in like this casserole. And then I had dehydrated onions, dehydrated garlic, dehydrated pepper, dehydrated celery. And then I added salt, pepper, and some spices. And I just mixed all of that. And since they were dehydrated, I left the liquid of the diced tomato. I just brought it up to heat, turned off the heat, left it there for 30 minutes to make sure the leeks were rehydrated, the peppers were rehydrated. And then once we were ready to eat, 5-10 minutes before that, I just boosted the heat, boiled it hard for 5 minutes, and then served it.
that sounds good.
Yeah, it was a lot of mason jars that I took out, but it's like basically almost everything that I either dehydrated or either froze or either canned. But that's something I do like almost every single day.
Yeah.
So the pantry challenge, I think the only thing that is limiting myself is that when I see deals, I'm like, ooh, I'm doing the pantry challenge. Like I have to be careful. Or I want to eat fresh vegetables. Like I've given myself a certain amount of fresh vegetables and fresh fruits to buy because like it is a challenge. Like it has to be at least challenging.
If
So
you have a spot, which I know with the canning that you did this year, you're probably running out of room, but it, if you see the deals and stuff, go ahead and get them. Just don't use them this month.
yeah, well,
I mean,
I
that's
started
easier said than done.
I restarted canning. My canning season is now open. So I'm maybe like 2/3 of the canning goods that I've done. Like I'm using a lot. Like just tonight was 6 jars.
Yeah.
It's like crazy. I had 693 jars canned last year.
Wow.
But there's certain things I will no longer do.
Right.
There's things that I enjoy. There's things that I'm not certain. I might give it another try, another year to make sure that yes, no, and stuff like that. And I'm giving myself, I want to do 5 challenges. And one of them is being the Shed Wars. I'm going to apply for Shed Wars. So that means I'll have to find 3 other challenges to do. Yeah. 693 jars that I've canned. It is a lot. And I counted how many jars I had in total. Not sure I'm going to say it.
Oh, come on.
900 jars.
Wow.
Around, I think it was like between 850 and 900 jars.
But that's I mean, you say, "Oh wow, that's a lot."
But it's
But
not. It's
if
not.
something happens and your husband gets hurt or something to that effect, which God forbid, but you're not able, you something happens to income or whatever, you have that food security.
I may, if I, let's just say that I couldn't go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
I could use lard instead of butter.
Yeah.
So I would be good. I think we would be able to survive at least 3 months. But like we would have to at one point like sacrifice certain things. Like we wouldn't be able to have butter on like peanut butter um toast and stuff like that. Like we would have to sacrifice certain things. But I'm sure we would be able to probably do 3 months. But like obviously we don't do that because like we still have the convenience of his salary. And
Right.
that's like one of my main reason why I want to get monetized is because if my husband wants to lower his hours because he's getting older. So if I am in a position to replace his income, let's just say that he decides to lower 5 hours a week. So that's 20 hours a month. Let's just say that I can do with my platforms the equivalent of that 20 hours per week. That means I have him 20 hours per week with me at home,
Yeah.
which would be such a blessing because like that means he would be home before the kids are home. So that means it would be alone time with him. It's obviously not date time because like it's 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but it would
Right.
be fun to have an hour with him before the kids arrive.
Or he might take up an interest of holding, being a cameraman type deal at
I
times.
don't know. I don't know.
Uh,
I once he's home, I'm already done filming, but maybe.
but yeah, that you know, I know I'm hoping if I make uh I think the payment cutoff on AdSense is like $100 a month or something, or when you get $100 they'll pay out or something to that effect.
Yeah, it's $100. As soon as
So
you've reached $100, they send you a check.
so if I can get that, I will be tickled pink. That's $1,200 a year.
I would
But
love that. That would be
yeah,
awesome.
and anything over that is going to be awesome.
Mm.
Um,
Yes, my husband is 12 years older than me. I know it sounds crazy, but he is 12 years older than me. He doesn't act like he's 12 years older than me,
oh
but,
no,
but
no.
he is. That would make him 36. Oh, you're so nice. You're so nice. No, he's definitely not in his 30s. He's reached the 5.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
but
I'm reaching the 4 this year.
that's not bad though. I used to say I didn't want to make it to 70 because that's when you start going downhill.
That's what he
And
said. Same
I I,
thing.
I gotta say 70 is getting awful close. I mean, I just turned 52. 70 is getting awful close, and I still feel pretty good. So I'm just gonna keep plugging along as long as I can.
I hope so. Well,
Um,
I hope I can get to keep him more than that cuz like
oh, absolutely.
since I'm 12 years younger than him, like I hope I can enjoy his presence at least past 70 because
Oh
I'll be
yeah,
like
he's
in my
got to make it
60s.
to at least 112. That gives you to 100.
Yeah,
And that's
I hope I'll
be
be in
done.
shape if I'm 100. I'm in my 50s. In many ways life has never been better. Awesome. I'm reaching the 1-4. What do you mean by
Reaching
you're reaching the 1-4?
1 to 4. 14? No,
You can't be 41.
no, I don't think she's 41.
Manon was telling us earlier she started working as an assistant teacher at 24. The teacher was complaining at her for not opening her books. She had to convince them that that she was at work.
There's a girl on YouTube. She's a teacher, high school teacher, and she can't be out of her 20s yet. But every time they get a new substitute teacher for another class or something, she says she gets tired of she'll be out in the hall and she'll be walking to her classroom and they'll ask to see her pass. And then she has to convince them that she's actually a teacher. And then they think she's lying. And yeah.
Well, no one believes that I'm going to be 40.
No, you don't
No.
look it.
No.
Of
Like
course,
you can see the white hair starting, so you know that I'm in my
I
30s. But
don't.
no one's
I
gonna believe me when I say that I'm in
what's
my
what's your husband's name again?
Fred. His
What
name,
is it?
his real name is Frederick.
Frederick. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Frederick, okay, has gray hair, right?
Yeah. Well, he
And
had gray hair since he was 16.
so we can tell who's easier to live with.
I married him. He was salt and pepper. I never knew him with his natural hair.
So you stressed him out while you were dating?
No. I met him. He was in his 30s, and he was all salt and pepper. He went through a very traumatic event when he was in his late teens, and he just started slowly having white hair, adding, and then by the age of 30, he was all white. Well, not all white, but he was salt and pepper.
Yeah.
So I never knew him with his natural hair.
When I was 20, I turned 20, and the guy, I got a tape from Desert Storm where the guys are saying, Mrs. Farr, your son is he turned gray overnight. And I did. The stress was really,
I'm sure the
not
stress,
good.
the stress doesn't help. So that's why now he's more salt than pepper.
But yeah, by the time I was 28, I was turning white.
Well, I have hair, Remy. Look, like I don't have your problem yet. I cut mine actually because it's too long. Misha, no, I'm still missing just about 260 something. I said the number earlier on, just under 300 hours. I'm in competition with last year, so it's going to take a little while. And I just saw the time. I have to let you guys go, and I will see you next Sunday. I will chat with. I will have a vlog coming out on Tuesday, and it's new stuff that's going on around the house.
Sweet.
Thank you, Misha. So, bye, everyone. Thank you, Remy.
Thanks for having me, Annie.
Thanks for
See
coming.
y'all later.